Well, hello there, or moin, as we say here in northern Germany. Although here in Hanover, we don't really say moin anymore. We say hi or guten Tag or something like that. But still, I mean, I love this word moin. It's such a universal thing. And so I just keep saying it. Welcome to Stitch-Ilonka. My name is Ilonka, and we are here in Germany. Yes, of course we are in Germany, and we are here close to Hanover in a tiny little village. And yeah, I have had quite a few new subscribers over the last few weeks that I haven't posted. So I want to welcome you. And I invite you to accompany me through the year 2023. And I'm so happy that you decided to follow my journey here. And yeah, so I will provide you with a few of my stitching stories and also a few of my crocheting stories. And so let's dive on in. Well, last time I filmed at the end of November, and I thought that it would be quite easy that I can just keep my bi-monthly, like every 2 weeks schedule. And I remember sitting here thinking, okay, what could go wrong? I don't see any like, you know, I don't see any problems with me being able to film in 2 weeks' time. But then I had the evil sea again, and then there was Christmas and my family was here, and then there was New Year's Eve and I went on a party, and then there was, I don't know, and then there's a rainbow. Oh, that's nice. Well, and now it's New Year's and we have the 5th of January and I still have the Christmas tree up and I still have so much to do. And so yeah, but nevertheless, better late than never. And so here I am back with you. And I was actually thinking about or wondering with what kind of video I will welcome you here on my channel in this new year. And many people did. I actually wanted to do a Flossmas everyday episode as well, because I ordered the advent calendar from Evertotes, from Leon Roxy Flossco, with the modern folk embroidery with Jacob's pattern, but unfortunately it got lost in the mail, and maybe it's now on its way back. I still haven't heard back from Evertotes yet, which is quite sad, because maybe they don't know where my package is either. So yeah, we will see where it turns up. And so I didn't really feel like filming an everyday episode thing. Plus I would have dropped off anyway because I got COVID. So yeah, but here we are again. I was thinking about doing a finish parade, but I have to say I still haven't unpacked everything, and I still don't have everything up on the walls, and I don't know where some finishes are. So I thought that I would just provide you with a few statistics and show you a few of my very favorite whips and tell you about a few of my very important whips that I had during last year, 2022. And I will tell you about 2 new starts that I have. And if we have time, I will also tell you about a few finishes, crochet finishes that I had last year. So it's really amazing. I had one Flosstube channel and I started out doing Flosstube in English back in 2021, in September of 2021. And then during 2022, I realized that it's not really good for the algorithm if you put German and English videos together, because, you know, not all of you watch both videos. So I decided to split my content up into 2 channels. So one is in English and one for the international community, the English-speaking community, and one for the German community. And that was really the right decision, because I realized that I got recommended a lot more in Germany, and I found a lot more German stitchers who were interested and who were profiting from knowing me and being able to attend the meetings that we had. And also for you international people, English-speaking people, you don't have to, you don't have to sift through my channel and finding the German-speaking or the English-speaking videos anymore. So it was really a good decision on my part, I feel. And it's really amazing that we are already, let me just look, I have had so many new subscribers lately which is amazing because I haven't been uploading in December at all. 224 within, when was my first video? 3 months ago. Wow, thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, and I am so grateful for you that you kind of bought me a coffee over the last few weeks as well. That was really very much appreciated. And I hope that I can continue this year with more regular updates and more regular filming once my life has settled down a bit here. I mean, the last few, I lost like 4 or 6 weeks. I really feel like I've lost a lot of time because I was ill for 2 weeks, and then there were these 2 weeks of celebrating and family time and everything. So I really kind of feel that I've lost a lot of time, and I still haven't. I mean, I have settled in, of course, but now it was really like at the 1st of January, I woke up and I was like, oh, there we go. There's the normal life again. You have to make decisions again. You cannot just lie in bed and enjoy your off time again. But it was fine. I mean, I'm looking forward to kind of recreating myself here in my little village. Enough of that. Let me talk about a few statistics and about a few finishes that I had last year. So I fully finished 14 pieces, 14 patterns, and I finished 11 patterns. So I have a lot of patterns actually that are not in any frames or finished in any kind of way, and I'm still wondering what I will do with them. But yeah, I will show you a few of my most important, my most favorite, and most important projects that I had. Let us just start off with this one. That was the most important finish of last year that I had, which is the Ukraine tribute cell. I will also, this is a freebie. I will also link I will also link to this pattern down below again, because I still think it's a wonderful pattern in itself, and it's also really important that we don't forget. And we don't, kind of, it's been going on. I mean, I've got the 24th of February written on here because that was the day when the first real fighting started. And it's important that we don't forget that this is still going on. We all have kind of repercussions from this war, and we all feel it all across the world. And it's so important that we don't forget that it's going on, and that we don't kind of become complacent, or, it doesn't become a normal thing that this is going on here in Europe. So this was really one of the most important things that I did. And I also did a separate video just talking about my thoughts and feelings and the finishing that I did. So if you're interested in that, it is not on this channel, but I will link it down below. It's on my old channel. I will link it down below if you want to watch it again. And another very important finish that I did last year was this one. This is by Print and Decor on Etsy. And this was a tribute cell for my mom. And I started it on my mom's birthday and finished it in October on her death day, on her 2-year kind of, you don't say anniversary, what do you say? So yeah, she's been gone for 2 years now. She suffered from cancer, and it was a hard one. It was really hard for me to get through this. Every time I took it out, I enjoyed working on it because I like the colors and the really cool flowery details and everything. But it was also hard because I had to remember things about the journey that we had, this 1-year journey of the from the diagnosis to her death. And but it was a wonderful piece nonetheless to heal, because now when I look at it, I really feel some kind of peace, and I feel at peace with it, and I could say goodbye. So this was also a very, very important and wonderful stitch that I did last year. One of my favorite finishes came right in January, because I got a wonderful package from my dear friend Esther, a Danish stitcher, and she has uploaded again. She's uploaded again already German and English, a German and English Flosstube update already this year, and I still have to watch it. But last year she sent me a Christmas package with these red hoops. And I really had no idea what to do with it. And so I just took this Banksy painting, and I mean, I didn't take the Banksy painting. It is from an Etsy shop, and I will also put the pattern down below. It's from an Etsy shop, and I just split it up into 2 parts, and then I also hang it individually like that, so that it looks like this. And I just love the way it came out, because I really didn't know what to do with these red hoops. And the interesting thing is that it's really the same red. So this is 666, DMC 666. And it matches so well, and I loved it. I cannot stop looking at it, and it's right at the entry to my flat upstairs, so I can look at it every single day, and I love it so much. Another one of my favorites was this one, Hands-on Design Resting Stitch Face, and this is the original pattern, or the original finish, and she had the kind of light glasses, like glasses with some lights in it on her head. And she also has, I think Wendy is it Wendy? No, wait, what was her name again? Kathy. Yes, Kathy has a lot lighter hair than I have, and it was fun for me to dig through my stash and see if I can come up with a hair color that matches my hair color as well. And so I did. And instead of putting the glasses on her head, on my head, because this is me, I had these 2 kind of glittery yarns that represent the lights from my neck lamp that I always use. And so yeah, this was a very, very fun stitch. I kind of swapped out the colors for what I, liked best. Oh, it's again, yeah, now that I see the orange handles from the scissors again, I'm remembering that I told you about these orange clad scissors that almost everyone in German households have. I don't know why. They are from the 90s or the 80s, I don't know. Yeah, that was also one of my very favorite ones. It is stitched on a 32 count Belfast linen in lavender, I guess. I don't know the color again. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I still don't know how to finish it. How do you finish it? I cannot finish everything in a frame and hang it on the walls. So if you have an idea, please let me know. And I don't know if I have told you about that, because I have had a kind of a collaboration with a German Flosstuber who also became a very close friend of mine now, Michaela. Actually, well, she's called Michaela, but oh my god. Oh god, why don't I remember his name? Chris Cross Stitch. Goodness me, you were screaming at the screens, I know it. Chris Cross Stitch talked about her because she gifted him a pattern back in summer or in spring, I don't remember when it was. So, and he always says Michaela, but her name is obviously Michaela. Anyway, so she has got her own Flosstube channel as well, in German, of course. And I asked her if she wanted to stitch this Sister Stitcher freebie by the Primitive Hare with me. And I thought about, well, we can just, choose some fabric that we have and make it a quick stitch, and then we can swap, and each one stitches only half of it. And she dyed some fabric for us, and I will insert a short video here because obviously I already gifted her ones. So I finished them and fully finished them here, and I sent it out, and it arrived before Christmas with her. That was really nice. And I kept this one, and I just love it. And the interesting thing is I need to pull out the oh, there it is. So she went on a kind of a flea market type of thing and found these. I really don't remember if I showed you them. These DMC flosses from the 80s. Actually, it's not written on these packages, but she contacted DMC and asked, when did you sell DMC floss in these plastic packages where you just snip off the top and then just pull out whatever you need and snip it off and, you know, work with that? And she asked DMC, and they were like, well, we stopped producing them around the beginning of the 80s. So these flosses are almost as old as Michaela and I am. Not almost, but maybe even older. Yes, they are older. And she started stitching it on her self-dyed fabric with these 40-year-old flosses. And I love the idea. And she sent me the flosses as well. And I finished it with these flosses, and we took like the same colors, and I had to kind of mix two colors together to get my hair a bit darker, because my hair is much darker than hers. But still, I just love it. Oh, the only thing that was not from this stash is the red heart in the middle, because that is the Uterus red floss that I use for my Jacob cell. And I love this so much. And she already sent me a picture where she hung hers. And that was such a fun project. Really, it's just a few stitches. So that might also be a nice thing for one of your stitchy friends to do it with. And now my most complicated finish of the year. Do you already know? Yes. It's my beloved Lighthouse. That was really a labor of love, this one. It was one of my oldest whips, one of the first kits that I ever bought from Alisa collections, and I also used the fabric that was in the kit and everything. And because I started it when I was just a wee little young unskilled stitcher, I gridded it with a friction pan, with a friction felt tip pan, and I ironed it. The colors went away, the felt tip friction thingy went away. I washed it, and then I framed it in this wonderful frame that I had from my parents, which matches the green and the gold colors here wonderfully. And then after a few months, the grid came back, and it was ruined. It was really horrible to look at. And then I was just like, okay, I don't have anything to lose. Let me just throw everything but the kitchen sink at it. And I went hard on it with chemicals like crazy, and it was really interesting because the colors of the floss are still there. It's like really like, this is a strange one here. This is also stitched. This is white. This is not a crease. This is white. So I really washed it 1,000 times at very high degrees with these stain remover chemicals, and it's been in this frame again for a few months now, and the lines still haven't come back. So I think I might be good with this one. So that was really a complicated thing. It took me ages to finish it. But I am very happy with it. And this was also the first one that this is the first one that I really found a spot for it and hung it out. So yeah, that was my most complicated finish of the year. And then I went into the new year with 12 whips. Actually, I started a new one yesterday. So I'm at 13, which is an unlucky number. So I have to start a new one today so that I am at 14. yeah, I went into the new year with a lot of whips actually, and I just wanted to show you. I've done a whip parade already, but I wanted to show you a few special ones, like for example the one that I've been working on the longest. You know which one it is, right? Two of my German stitchy friends called out the Dimensions Sell 2022, and my entry for this hashtag was the Dimensions Gold Collection Petite Kit Girl on the Beach. Girl at the beach. Is it on or at? Anyway, I don't know why I am not getting further along with it. I am just not pulling it out as much and working on it. But maybe this is a good one to work on in January, because, you know, it's gray outside and it's dark, and this kind of gives me summer vacation feeling. I really also need to take it out of the hoop because there are hoop marks in it and I don't know if I will ever get them out. So yeah, this is the one that I've been working on the longest. Actually, I looked it up. I started it in February of last year. And also the longest one is, you know what is coming, Jacob's Modern Folk Embroidery 2022 sale. This is how it already looks like. This is the finished pattern. And please look it up on Instagram, because there are a few Instagrammers who finished them, who finished this one already, and it looks just so gorgeous. The flowers at the bottom are so beautiful. I don't know if it's Aya Rosen who has, yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her, and I will link her Instagram or her handle down below. She has got a wonderful eye for color combination. She's just amazing, and she's already finished hers, and it looks so great. And I wanted to see, it is so huge because I've been stitching it on 32 count over 2. And I still have a lot to do, but I still love it, and I want to finish it. Definitely want to finish it. But it might take a while until I get there, because I also already downloaded his, like Jacob's latest cell, which is the 2023 cell. Have you seen it? I mean, it's just so gorgeous. I still couldn't decide on a color combination yet. And also, now that I've downloaded the booklet, you see there are so many different kind of motifs in it, like the borders and the animals at the top and the huge circle in the middle, that can all be swapped out for different motifs that he also provides. So actually you can stitch this one like, I don't know, 5-6 times and have all new combinations. And it is charted in with 2 colors, but I'm quite sure that there will be some people out there on Instagram, in Instagram world, who will provide us with the most amazing color combinations and the most colorful color combinations that you can think of. So please see if you can find the hashtag for this cell and follow this hashtag, because it's going to be amazing. And I'm really thinking about kind of waiting a bit and getting inspired by other people's color combinations, because, for example, one of my mosquitoes, what was it? She had a dark lilac. Yeah, the darker color she chose, for the darker color she chose a dark lilac, and for the lighter color she chose a light blue. And I have no idea how that looks like. But the good thing is that this cell, like if you download the PDF pattern, you can just upload it in Pattern Keeper, because it's completely there already. It's not just, he doesn't release it like he did with this one. This one he released like every month, every pattern for the month, like over the year's time. But this one he released the whole thing all at once, so that you can make it, that you can decide yourself what you stitch when. What was I going to say? So if you upload the whole thing in Pattern Keeper, then you have to define the the symbols with the colors, and there you can play around with the color combinations and see what you like best, maybe. I think I'm going to do that. I first started for Christmas, Cottage Garden Samplings, Christmas Eve, this beautiful, beautiful Santa. But what I didn't realize when I was kitting it up was, if you look at the back, these are the DMC colors, and there are 2 more fancy floss colors from the Gentle Arts. Yeah, the Gentle Arts. And I completely overlooked it. And it's not, you know, I completely overlooked the red and this green, and especially for the red, you already need like two skeins of it. So I searched through my stash and came up with kind of a good replacement, I guess. And I started it already, and it's stitched on a gray Belfast 32 count in silver gray. And this is how it's looking already. And this is a needle minder that I got from my dear friend Amy J's Creations in Sindelfingen when we were at Skyward. Yeah, and this is how he looks like now. And I was actually trying to, because the reds that I used, do I remember which ones they are? Let me just have a look if I find it. The 2 reds that I used is Classic Colorworks Bandana and Weeks Dye Works Merlot. Ooh. Bandana and Merlot. These 2 colors I mixed together. And they have a very, very slight variegation. So you can see really not a lot. And I should have enough of these 2 colors to be able to finish the whole coat and hat for it. And I was actually mindful of not stitching in rows back and forth to avoid these lines, but I still managed to get one in there. I will see how it looks when it's finished. But you know that I am very mindful of not stitching in rows when I'm stitching in with fancy flosses, so that you don't have these lines. I know that Michal likes the stripy thing. I like it stripy. I guess she also has a pattern for that. I like it stripy. But yeah, we will see how it turns out. And I guess I will still be stitching on it during January, because who says that you cannot stitch on Christmas stuff once Christmas is over? I mean, like, after Christmas is before Christmas, right? So I started from the heart Needleart by Wendy, the January Quaker. And I was inspired to do all the monthly Quakers from the heart Needleart, from the heart Needleart, by Alba Stitcher. She is in Scotland. She's got the most wonderful Scottish accent. And she said that she wanted to kind of stitch the Quaker of the month in each month of this year. And I decided to join her because I already had the January one and I really like them. And so yeah, I started it yesterday. I'm very far with it. Not really. I want to show you the 3 blues that I chose, because the pattern calls for Classic Colorworks, but I didn't have all the fancy flosses and I wanted to start right away. And they have DMC conversions. They say they have DMC conversions, so it's 930, 931, 932. And I have 932 and 931, but for the darker blue, which is this huge motif over here and the January, I wanted to have a bit of a fancy darker floss. And this is Dinky Dyes Silk in blue, no, down under blues. And you see how it nicely variegates even to almost these colors, these lighter colors. And I hope it will look fine. And I have Mrs. Schmidt from Fadenkreuz, from one of our German stores here, in my ear, because she says, you cannot mix cotton with silk on one, or, well, she didn't say you cannot do this, but once I told her that I wanted to do it, the look on her face said everything. So yeah, I started it on a 18 count white silver lurex Aida, which we got as a present from at Skyward when we were there. And I am it's gonna be kind of a hard stitch because if you stitch it at night and you have like lights on it, it's really hard to see. But you know me. Why make it easy if you can make it hard? So yeah, this is the January Quaker, and it's well on its way. Okay, so my battery went out and I had to kind of wait until the next morning because because the light went out as well and everything. So I already cut the first part of the English video, and I realized that I've been looking down so much, and I apologize for that. So I am just continuing like as planned, and I even put on the same shirt as yesterday so that you won't realize, well, you will realize because I'm telling you now, duh. Anyway, so I have shown you the new starts that I have, and I am just going to finish this video with some happy mail that I got and that I was very, very, very happy about. And yeah, let's start, because one of my German friends, Michaela, who I have shared this sister stitcher with, gave me a Dachshund cross stitch for Christmas. And it says Dackel gut, alles gut. So Dachshund, if the Dachshund is well, everything is well. It's a play on the word, it's a play on the phrase. Oh, there we have another phrase. I guess in Germany we say, oh wait, here's the intro.
Hello, hola, guten Tag, ni hao, konnichiwa, bonjour, buenos salve, brevit, sprich aus aller Welt, sings from around the world. Hello, hola, guten Tag, ni hao, konnichiwa, bonjour, buenos salve, brevit.
I always crack myself up when I do this. Anyway, so in Germany we say Ende gut, alles gut, which I suppose translates to all is well that ends well. But is it the same? Yes, I guess it is the same. So all is well that ends well. And so all is well that is Dachshund well? No, that doesn't really make any sense. So we say Ende gut, alles gut. So if the end is good, everything is good. So all is well that ends well. Do you have a similar phrase in your language? Please let me know. Yeah, this is my new buddy for this year, and his name is Bernd. And as you remember, I don't just love Dachshunds, but I also love lighthouses. So my dear, dear friend Esther, Danish stitcher here on Flosstube, who's been going through a rough time at the end of last year and hasn't uploaded as much, but she has come out with her latest Flosstubes already in German and in English, and I will link her channel down below. And she sent me a package, and it was just about when I was about to start filming yesterday, my father called me and said, the post was here, there is a package for you. And of course I had to rush down and unpack it, and I'm sorry, I have to look down again. As you might remember, she is very good at dyeing fabrics, and she sent me two fabrics that I really enjoy. One of which is this odd one, blue with freckles on it. And at first I thought it looks kind of rusty, like new, fresh rust. But the longer I look at it, the more I think it could also be some kind of, if you put it that way, some kind of sunset sky thing. Perfect for another lighthouse. And she also gave me, oh, by the way, this is a 32 count even weave. And she also gave me an Aida, an opalescent Aida. And she dyed it in a wonderful pink with some gray spots. And oh, it's wonderful with this lighting today. It's really sparkly. See how sparkly it is. It's either a 16 or an 18 count. That's interesting. I've never stitched on, well, I have stitched on this lavender, this more muted pink before, but this one is really a girly, glittery pink, and this calls for some really nice, I don't know, maybe a unicorn or something. I don't know. So yeah, look at the sparkle. It's gorgeous. And on this type of fabric, she stitched me a little lighthouse. Look at this. Oh, look at this. It's also wonderfully, oh, I love how the sparkle comes out in this one. And she finished it, obviously, like a good floss tuber, with all the details on the back. So this pattern is called Lighthouse by the Etsy shop Dots and Spots on Etsy. It's stitched on a 20 count Ada hand dyed by Esther. And she stitched this within 5 days, from the 12th of December to the 18th of December, and fully finished it on the 30th of December and sent it to me. So that was really quick. And it's 2,837 stitches. And actually, I looked it up on Etsy. So this is the whole picture. And at first I thought she was really lazy not to stitch the whole thing, but I have to say I like it on this sparkly fabric even more. Oh, look at this. Really gorgeous. Thank you, Esther, so much. It's really wonderful. You see there's a candle holder in the form of a lighthouse. I have the other lighthouse hanging over there. I have my crocheted lighthouse up there and everything. So this will make a nice addition to my lighthouse collection. Thank you, Esther. So right before Christmas, I got another package with a lot of confetti in it, but not just confetti. I also got a nice Christmas card because this package came from my new friend Claire, who is Floss Chronicles here on Flosstube and on Instagram. She is an American living here in Germany, and I was lucky enough to meet her when we were visiting Skyward at the end of last year. And she asked for my address because she wanted to send me a Christmas card, which I was very much looking forward to, because I like I like this tradition of sending out Christmas cards. In Germany, we don't really do that here, but I was very much looking forward to that. And I got this beautiful, very German looking Christmas card from her with some very nice words. And she said that she watched my videos and she was feeling like I am not really, I'm a bit in a pickle right now. And so she wanted to cheer me up a bit. So she got me some tea as well, and a new buddy for this year. This is Paul. That's my new boyfriend. I like beards. And not just that, but she also sent me a wonderful pattern by Lucy Beam, Love and Stitches, saying cross stitch makes everything okayer. And I love that so much, because it really does. It really does, doesn't it? And it looks so cool. And it's such a simple thing that I might even, maybe even put it on this odd looking blue and rusty yellow spotted fabric that Esther sent me. But yeah, I love it so much. Thank you, Claire. You've really made my Christmas that day. It came really on the 23rd, I guess. So I was really happy to receive that mail. So that's why it's called Happy Mail, right? So this was actually all of the cross stitch that I can show you. There is still one more whip that I would actually love to show you, and that I've been working on a lot. But this is a model stitch that I do for Michal, Star Parade, who is a wonderful human being and friend. He's become a fast friend. And he also, knew that I was feeling down and that I was going through a pickle, and he designed we designed a design together. We designed a design together, yes. And I am, at 50% or something, even further maybe. And I cannot show you, but it is gonna look so beautiful. And I give you a bit of a tease maybe. This is can you see that? That's all I can show you. But I am I'm really on it, and I hope that I can finish this soon so that we can release it, or that Michael can release it, and that you can also stitch it, because it's such a wonderful, it makes my heart so happy. And the phrase is really happy, and he also, so it's obviously going to be a lighthouse and and a quote. And we also designed this, or I gave him the German words so that we can also translate the phrases into German, because some of my German friends said, well, we like these quote patterns, but I would like to have the quotes in German, because, you know, we don't really speak English that well or whatever. And so I asked him if he would also design it or chart it with the German phrase. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and to finishing that, and to actually be able to release this. I started crocheting in May of last year. My friend Michal, the Giddy Stitcher here on Flosstube, released a video showing you how to start crocheting. And since it was my challenge in May to try out another craft besides cross stitch, I started crocheting, and I was hardly able to put down the hooks, because it's so much fun. And during those times when you cannot really, like when you just have 5 minutes, then it's not really feasible to take out the for me at least, to take out the cross stitch and just stitch a bit. Or if I am, watching TV with my dad, or if I am, on the train or something. And especially during Christmas time, when everyone was here around the house, and I was sitting down with the children and everything. So I crocheted a lot. One of the first things that I started crocheting were these bags that I could put the cakes in, that I can put these yarn cakes in, the big ones. And so these were the first few bags that I crocheted. And then I wanted to have a summery shawl, because we were going into summer, and I started this hoop shawl with just 3 simple cotton colors from Hobby. And this is the stitch that I learned from Expression Fiber Arts. She's also here on YouTube. You probably know her. And I just made it into an infinity scarf that I could wear during summertime, and that is not too warm, because I always like to have something on my neck. And then I just, tried out a different stitch and some different yarn. This is just a simple V-stitch as an infinity shawl, but I soon realized that this is not the right yarn for it. It's very stiff. I don't even remember what it was, and it's kind of shiny and glittery, so I haven't been wearing this one that much. But then I went on vacation and bought some wool on my favorite vacation island here in the Northern Sea. And I got some sheep wool, lamb's wool, which was hand dyed by a lovely woman there on the island. And I had 2 skeins, one in blue and one in red, and I made this into a long scarf with the bow tie stitch that I saw at Fiber Spider. And it's really such a simple stitch, and I guess he made it into a scarf, like a triangle shawl, I guess it was. I don't remember, but this is really such a simple stitch that you can easily just replicate it on this type of very straightforward shawl. And I also bought yarn from the island that is from sheep that are there on the island, and usually the sheep get, like, the wool from these sheep is usually thrown out because it's too expensive and too little of a bulk that it can be kind of processed in an industrial kind of way. So usually it's just, thrown out. But there is a company here in Germany who kind of savors these types of wools and processes them. And I bought some And I bought some wool from the sheep, from the island sheeps, and made this beautiful handbag from it. In the aftermath, I put a kind of a stiffer board in the bottom here, and I kind of lined it with some simple fabric, not much fuss about it, and just crocheted a handle. And this was also a freebie from a German crochet woman here on Flosstube. And I have to tell you, it was fucking expensive. It was so expensive. But this, I really wanted to help. I really wanted to have this wool because it's, you know, I bought it when I was during summer vacation on the island, and I've been, you know, riding my bike along the shorelines, and everywhere are sheep. Everywhere, they're everywhere. So the idea that I have probably been cycling past those sheep that I now have their wool from is such an amazing idea, and I love it so much. And I've gotten so many kind of compliments, not just compliments, but oh, what's that? And did you do it yourself and stuff? So this is one of my most proud finished projects that I did last year, and I've been carrying this bag so much. Yeah, I really love it. And also other projects that I love so much and finished already. I then got into, at first I bought these yarn cakes at Hobby. I guess this is an international company and you probably know about them. And I was so kind of frustrated with their yarn because it was tangling like crazy when I did the center start. It was tangling so much, and the knots, you know, from the color transitions were kind of big. And then I bought yarn cakes from a German, like very close to us, custom bobble yarn dyer and yarn winder. And I realized the difference between the quality, and it also made a huge difference in the workflow of the of crocheting these shawls. And so this one was the first one that I started and finished. This was also a freebie. This is called the Jordana shawl, and I'm gonna link the Cats, Hooks and Brushes is her YouTube name. I'm gonna link it below. This is also a free tutorial that she did, and I just love the swirls in there, and they are not hard to do. And of course, this is the pattern that looks the most complicated, and this was the first shawl that I ever did. I usually only, you know, I always start at the top. So yeah, this is the Jordana shawl. And I'm gonna fold them all later. And that wasn't the first one. The very first one was just single crochets all the way down, single crochets all the way down. And the interesting thing is I can see the development of my crocheting. It's not really well visible in here, but I can see the quality changing of the single crochets when I started here until, you know, down here where they are much more even and more tighter and everything. So this is also a fun project for me to kind of look back at and see how my crocheting has progressed. This was my latest finish. This is also a very easy repeat pattern, and I have to tell you, these repeat patterns, they look so stunning once it's finished, you know, but these are only 4 rows. Only 4 rows, and you do them over and over and over again. And this is really a labor of love, because it's like, I want to do something new, I want to do something else. But on the other hand, this is a wonderful project for the train or something, you know, for just mindlessly stitching. And it'll look so stunning once it's finished. But getting there, my oh my, this really took me a long time. This one is called Halata. I'm not sure if you can get it on Ravelry, but I got it here on a German site. And that's also why I'm not really sharing that much of a crochet story with you, because most of the patterns that I am currently crocheting are from German designers, and I'm buying them on a German website, and I'm not sure if you can get them on Ravelry as well, so I don't share them that often. So yeah, these were then the cakes that I bought from the Mini Masches Bobble Shop here from the German shop here. And this one was a crochet along called Enamorado. And I already had to fight people off who wanted to take this shawl from me. She was like, I want to have it, I want to have it. I can make you a new one. No, I want to have that one now. And I was like, no, you can't. So yeah, this is the Enamorado Cal. And my most prized possession, that was the first Cal that I ever attended. This thing is called New Friends. Huge one with lots of different wonderful patterns. So yeah, these are all the shawls that I made. And I'm currently in the process of crocheting a blanket. That was also a free pattern that is, let me grab it. There is a YouTube channel called Bonnie Bay Crochet, and she, like, it's a year ago, she released the Celtic cable throw blanket, and I started it, and it already looks like this. And I used some kind of acrylic. Let me see. It's also from Hobby, Amigo, chunky yarn, acrylic yarn. Is it acrylic? Yeah, it's 100% acrylic, and it's a bulky weight. But I am quite sure, because you see how stiff this is. I just crochet too hard, like too tightly. That's what I was going for. So because it's really stiff, and it doesn't really feel that comfortable, unfortunately, and I kind of fell out of love with it. I'm not sure if I will kind of restart it. Maybe I could, and see if I can, because I was crocheting it in bed. And when you know, like, have just limited arm space and limited arm movement, and you're just doing the crocheting right in front of you, that's, at least that's what I suppose is the reason why it is so hard, is when you are not really, you know, like, having very loose upper body, and you can just, you know, work with the yarn and the hook and everything, and you are just limiting your working space like this, then you probably have, with such a bulky yarn, you probably have very tight stitches. And you see, I mean, they are really hard and stiff, and it's not moving well. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I will go about this. I mean, if you are an avid crocheter and you know why, is this the right way of thinking? I mean, am I onto something there? Is that true? So should I be working, if I work on bigger projects, like with thicker yarn, should I be kind of sitting upright somewhere, having my arms move a lot more? Because I was just also beginning to crochet a cardigan. Let me show you that one too. So this one you can look up on YouTube. It's called the Celtic Cable Throw by Bonnie Bay Crochet, and it's going to be a beautiful one. It looks so gorgeous. I really want to go on with it, but should I restart it? Is this the right yarn for it? So I also started quite recently, I started a cardigan with just a simple granny stitch. And you see, I've got kind of the same problem. I think it's quite stiff. And I'm really thinking if I should kind of, yeah, restart it, or try if I can kind of loosen my grip. Michal, what do you think? I mean, it's gonna look amazing once it's finished. This is the yarn for it. It's a German brand. It's a polyacryl, so an acrylic yarn as well, bulky weight. Yeah. Or maybe I should go up a hook size. But I really think it's gonna look amazing once it's finished. My friend Michaela gifted me some hand-dyed, very colorful yarn for Christmas as well. And I started crocheting a hat with it. And I realized that this very colorful yarn is actually a, what did they say? It's a pattern eater. So there is a pattern in here, like there is a cable pattern, but you will not be able to see it as well once it's finished because of the very colorful nature of this thing. So yeah, I'm learning a lot currently. That's much fun. And I don't know if I showed you these. These are plastic, like rubbery flat soles, shoe soles, and then you can, they have a lot of holes in there, and then you can just crochet or knit or even sew your own fabric or your own design on top of it to make it into a shoe. And I started crocheting a simple pattern, like back post and front post crochet, double crochet on it, and I am not sure if I like it or not, because it looks a bit strange, and it's definitely the wrong yarn. It was just a very cheap woolly yarn, and I guess this is just too fibery and too soft. So yeah, I'm learning. It's not really that interesting. I don't know if this is interesting to you because I cannot. These projects, like these whips that I have currently, they are a lot of learning projects right now because I'm getting more ambitious with what I want to do, and I am, you know, trying out things and I'm failing at things, but I guess that's just the nature of learning a new craft. But this is kind of, I mean, I need to close it up here, and this will be the hole for the ankle, and I would just want to have like a kind of an ankle boot feel to it, but it's going to be like a house shoe for warm feet at home. And in summer I might even just cut the yarn off and crochet some kind of light, I don't know, very lacy pattern on it for a light summer shoe. Yeah. And the project that I'm currently most excited about is going to be a shawl with a hood and some pockets in the bottom. I'm going to insert a picture here. It's also by the same German designer who had the Freebie handbag pattern, and it's a very, very simple stitch, but it looks wonderful. I think very simple stitch. Started it already, I made it a bit wider than the pattern called for because I am, you know, I really want to have like a thick woolly wide shawl. And this is done with hand-dyed yarn, really exclusive, wonderful yarn by Rosie Yarns, hand-dyed yarn. This is a DK weight, wonderfully soft, wonderfully soft. I thought actually it looked a bit, the baby pink, it looked a bit darker on the internet, but once it's finished, it's gonna look amazing. And I'm gonna mix in the other yarn that I got from Rosie as well. This was also a pure BFL DK weight. It's 100% wool. Yeah, and this looks like this. It's really hard to tell because I caked it up already. It's a jeans blue and brown and beige colors, so really, really cool. And I suppose I will kind of sprinkle in a few rows of this color every now and then to break the huge pink pattern up, and I hope it's going to look amazing. And that in this project was when I realized how softly you would have to kind of move the hook and how much way you have to give to the yarn for it to be really soft and soft and soft. And yeah, I learned a lot already from this short piece of pattern, and I'm very much looking forward to finishing it. Yeah. So yes, my dear friends, this was my first video in 2023, some crochet. So yeah, my plans are as followed. I probably won't make any plans because the last time I made plans, it got horribly wrong. So I'm not telling you that we will be seeing each other again in the next 2 weeks, but I certainly hope so. So let me just tell you again, a wonderful Happy New Year. Have a wonderful January. And I will see you all very, very soon, my dear friends. Bye.